Crime Watch, more people are dying from fentanyl overdoses in El Paso County. That's according to preliminary data from the coroner's office. 115 people died from accidental overdose last year. That's up from 99 in 2021, 47 in 2020, 21 in 2019. But dealers who sell fentanyl are rarely prosecuted, even after state lawmakers passed a law that put in place harsher penalties. The revised law last summer made it a felony to deal fentanyl that resulted in death. But we've learned only a handful of cases have been prosecuted since. Our Lindsey Jensen joins us now to explain what's behind it. Lindsey.
Diane, the revised law last summer made it a felony to deal fentanyl that resulted in death. Since then, prosecutors have filed cases against 4 alleged fentanyl dealers in El Paso County. But law enforcement I spoke with say there are more dealers out in the community and they are hard to track down.
We see fentanyl coming into the city all the time.
Staff at a substance abuse treatment center in Colorado Springs say the epidemic is fueled by not only the dealers, but also the teens who have more risk-taking behavior and can easily get their hands on fentanyl by using social media.
Even if you don't think your kiddo is using or is ever going to use, at least opening the door and being proactive in that communication can set a really good foundation.
She tells me many teens are seeking help after they survive an overdose.
I'm hopeful that all the systems at play will eventually be able to work together in a variety of means to be able to help the people that are really struggling and to help our community through this really difficult time.
According to the state's Public Health and Environmental Department, almost 1,500 people died from a fentanyl overdose in 2020, climbing to nearly 1,900 in 2021. Preliminary data shows that number trending downward, with close to 1,800 deaths in 2022. Colorado Springs police say already this year the city may be up to 16 fentanyl overdose deaths.
Our crime prevention officers do education to the general community, and our school resource officers do education to the young kids in schools to let them know about the risks and dangers.
He says the revised law last summer gives him another tool to get fentanyl off the streets.
The felony, that has a lot more weight to it. They end up staying in jail. They can't go back to doing what they were doing.
But currently, prosecutors and law enforcement are overloaded by the number of fentanyl deaths and dealers.
They've done a phenomenal job of making arrests over the last several years. So we every time we put a dent in it, somebody comes in, a new person comes into play. So it's a real battle.
And after a death by overdose, investigators work backward to link calls and text messages to dealers. They say this led officers to take about 30,000 fentanyl pills off the streets last year. Rob?
Lindsey, thank you. And another bill that calls for harsher penalties for people selling illegal drugs of all kinds that result in death. That appears to be stalled in the state legislature. Early this session, the bipartisan bill passed the Senate, but is yet to be heard in committee in the House. And with just a week left in this current session, time is running out for lawmakers.
The chair of the House Judiciary Committee is holding this bill hostage. If you're selling drugs and somebody dies, you should be punished for that. I mean, it's really simple. It's a one-page bill.
Now, we did reach out to Representative Mike Weissman. He is the chair of the House Judiciary Committee about whether or not this bill is likely to get a committee hearing in the final week of the session. We have not heard back yet. Opponents of the bill say increasing penalties doesn't get to the root of the problem when it comes to drug use and abuse. They argue the response should be in the hands of public health, not criminal justice.
Remember, there is help available if you or someone you know is suffering from substance abuse. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration offers free consultation 24/7. Just call the number on your screen right now. It's 800-662-HELP. That's 800-662-4357. They also have multiple opioid treatment programs all across our area. 3 located in the Springs. That includes the Colorado Treatment Services on North Academy. There are 4 locations in Pueblo, including one at Crossroads Turning Point off East 13th Street.